Pollination is the process by which plants sexually reproduce. Many plants depend on animals, particularly insects, to transfer pollen as they forage. Plants attract pollinators in various ways, by offering pollen or nectar meals and by guiding them to the flower using scent and visual clues. Pollination is the delivery of pollen to the female organs of a plant, the stigma in flowers. Pollen is made by the male organs of a plant, stamens in flowers, and contains genetic information needed for plant reproduction. Pollen may be transferred to female organs on the same plant, self-pollination, or another plant of the same species, cross-pollination. As a result of pollination, the plants produce seeds. Pollen can be dispersed by wind, water, and animal pollinators such as insects, bats, and birds. The majority of flowering plants encourage insects to visit their flowers by secreting a sugar-rich liquid called nectar. This nectar collects in pools below the sexual organs of the plant. As the insect enters the flower in search of nectar, it brushes against the anthers. In doing so, the insect collects the pollen as it sticks to its body. When the insect visits another flower for more nectar, the pollen is transferred from its body to the stigma, causing pollination. Flower shape can restrict access to pollen and nectar to only those insects that have the appropriate tools or abilities. For example, the nectar at the base of a long tubular flower may only be accessed by insects that have long mouth parts, such as butterflies, moths, flies, and bees that have a long, lapping tongue. Pollination is also carried out by wind. Wind-blown pollen is normally dry and dust-like. Wind-pollinated plants are generally not as flashy as others are. These plants consist of feathery-looking flowers. Many trees and grasses rely on wind for pollination. Occasionally, pollination can occur by other means. For instance, water can sometimes carry pollen from one plant to another. This often takes place with pond plants, such as pondweed. There are also some instances where people transfer pollen as they handle flowers in the garden.